All right, let's get down to it. In the blink of an eye and with no true understanding, Facebook deleted my business and personal pages, jeopardizing my livelihood, erasing an audience I had built of roughly 80,000 followers, and a catalog of videos that was created over a year and a half's time. I have no true clarity why this happened to me. I do find it to be highly unjust, and I know that I'm not the only artist or creator dealing with something of a similar nature. We're talking a year and a half content of my life. We're talking thousands and thousands of hours of acting, writing, editing, just gone. I'll take you through this process as quickly and as clearly as possible. However, there will be some speculation as I have no true certainty why this happened to me. I want to start by saying that Facebook was paying me every month to make the videos I was making. They clearly found merit in what I was doing. I was not being a detriment to their site, or they wouldn't have paid me. So my problem started when I was watching a football game. Facebook told me I should boost a post where I mentioned an unnamed restaurant who I will not discuss at this time. So trouble quickly started after I boosted my post when Facebook notified me that my video may contain mention of a third-party organization. Now again, I'm watching football. I'm not thinking too much about this. I assume, okay, the ad won't run then. That's fine. Worst case scenario, I'll just take down this video immediately and there's not gonna be an issue because I will comply with that. Things quickly escalated to receiving this form, basically asking me why my page should not be deleted. So I quickly filled out the appeal, hoping that, essentially maybe it was a hacking or something weird was going on. But I said, hey, I'm looking to comply with your guidelines. I'm not looking to cause any problems. Help me help you. I can remove whatever I need to remove. Just let me know what needs to happen. Not too long after filling out the appeal, I was locked out of my Facebook account and I began receiving phone calls from admins on the page saying, hey, we got locked out of the page. What's going on? People are saying they can't find you or Barry on Facebook, that your pages have disappeared. And at that point, I was in the dark still, but I knew there was definitely a problem. If you fear that your account has been hacked, Facebook has an option to report that you have been compromised. So I went through the proper protocol to say, hey, my account had been compromised. But the logical conclusion every time was that you can't log into Facebook because you are disabled. Facebook is largely and almost completely a faceless organization. They do not have any phone numbers readily available for you to communicate with a human being. This is where the problem of mediation becomes very difficult, because if I could just talk to another human being, it would become clear that I'm looking to find a resolution as quickly and as cleanly as possible. I'm not trying to cause an issue. After doing my research, my assumption became, hey, this is going to be a temporary ban and we'll get back in action. However, the next day I received this email. The email said, after reviewing my case, there was going to be a permanent loss of my account, and that Facebook prioritizes themselves on the comfort and safety of the people who use it, that they don't allow credible threats, supports for violent organizations, or exceedingly graphic content on Facebook. That in no way, shape, or form sounds like Barry McGunthrie Jr., the silly PG comedian who, to my knowledge, has never cursed, who has never outright claimed any political affiliation. I respond to that email and I am immediately given this email in response. They will not be able to reactivate it for any reason, and that this will be their last email regarding the account. They listed community guidelines that I was supposed to follow, but were completely unspecific. They did not claim in any shape or form, this is specifically what you did to make us unhappy. To wipe somebody completely and not give them 100% clarity on why you did so, you could not do that at an actual job. That wouldn't work. There is no justice in doing so. There's no morality in doing that, to just disappear and not have any communication about why this happened. This is where the whole golden rule comes into play, do unto others. And I know they would not like if I did this to them. However, I'm sure they have all kind of mandates against cyberbullying, but to me, I feel like I was bullied by them. So this is where the speculation aspect comes into play, because I'm very unclear what I did to offend them based on those guidelines. My thoughts are they didn't like me mentioning a third-party organization in my video. However, they recommended I boost the posts, aka give them money to put that video on a pedestal and be seen by more people. If that were the case, I would essentially have been baited into my demise. In the event that my assumption is correct, the video where Barry goes to the restaurant that runs out of chicken sandwiches is mostly journalistic. A fictional character showed up to a real location to cover a craze that was related to chicken sandwiches. The goal of that video was for Barry to go there and try the chicken sandwich that everybody had been talking about. The real life reality of that situation is they didn't have any more, and that you did indeed have to wait in a car for an hour's time only to be told they didn't have them. There was no forewarning that they were going to run out or that they didn't have the product that clearly everybody wanted. I just reported and documented what I saw and experienced in real life. The character of Barry is always going to look for the good in whatever situation. His moral fiber is a good Christian man who wants good things. That video concluded with "to be continued," because of course it was going to be continued. Yes, I'm setting up a narrative where he finally gets to try the thing he always wanted to try. I treat Barry like a professional wrestler. You know, Stone Cold talks trash to The Rock because they're building a narrative, they're building a conflict where you want to see what happens. Barry might talk trash about the state of Alabama. It's because he's going to go there one day. It's exciting, it's fun for everyone, and he's going to find the good. Same thing with this restaurant. He was eventually going to try that chicken sandwich that they ran out of, and it was going to be fun for everyone. There was going to be no malevolence. Again, this is all speculation because there is no confirmed truth about why this happened to me. And again, I know I'm not alone in feeling like something that I worked very hard for got taken away from me, and I can't tell you why. I know it sounds vapid. I lost a Facebook page with followers, but as a comedian and an entertainer, there is great equity to be had in building a large following. My goal was to familiarize a large audience with the character of Barry McGunthrie Jr. so that I could raise adequate funds for a comedy feature film about the character. Obviously, you don't have to have a large following to make a movie, but it's such a great asset and such a smart move to go into a movie setting knowing there's an audience who wants it. That's an asset for investment meetings when they can see, hey, these are the kinds of people that like it, and this is the size of an audience right now who likes watching content from that character. Beyond that, I was doing spokesman and brand rep duties. The companies obviously enjoyed the Barry content, but what they really and truly liked was the large audience that Barry brought. Again, there's equity. It's an asset to have a following, to be able to promote yourself on such a broad scale. Same thing applied to doing live stand-up comedy shows. Those opportunities were being offered to me. Essentially, my life dreams of becoming a professional comedian were being actualized, and Facebook was a great teammate in making that happen. I understand there's a ton of platforms. Facebook was ideal because I do tour-based travel videos. There's no better platform for connecting geographical communities instantaneously than Facebook. Again, it was an asset. It was a great teammate. I wanted to participate in Facebook. People tell me, you can start over again. You can build your audience back up, which I really do appreciate their faith and positivity. But that's an extremely tall order to rebuild an audience, getting close to 80,000 followers, a catalog that big. But the biggest thing, my biggest issue, I shouldn't have to. So that's kind of my situation. I'm just taking some time to discern what the right thing to do next is. I feel like an injustice was done. And again, I know I'm not alone in feeling this way. I know this happens to a lot of people. And I absolutely, in whatever way I can, would like to fight. I just don't want to move on just yet with my life. Because when an injustice or something inappropriate happens, I don't think you should just move on at the drop of a hat and say, better luck next time. I want the confirmation that I did everything I could within my power to get what I think is just and right. The options I'm currently considering are not returning to Facebook, because who's to say they wouldn't do this again to me? I guess having a singular YouTube page is really that route. 2, I could return to Facebook as Barry McGunthrie Jr. I could return as Joey Thompson, who does characters. 4, I just maybe go down the movie route and do what I was hoping to do all along. However, you don't just go make movies. That's not the most intelligent choice. It is important to build an audience, which is what I was trying to do, was build an audience who could support something of that magnitude. And I guess 5, I could just go figure out something else. I don't know what that is. It's clearly not my hope. It is important that whatever I decide to do, there's diversification of the ways that I do it, because I don't want to feel like my leg can just get kicked out and that's it. I need to be more intelligent with how I approach what I do. That is a fact, and you could fault me after hearing my story for not having done that well enough. So that's it. I'm going to take some time to think about everything. And hey, till next time, I'll be praying for you. But pray for me too. This has been a tough little stretch right here. And so I know it's gonna, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but I don't know what it is yet. If you want to see me perform live comedy, I'm opening up for Trevor Wallace at the Comedy Zone in Greenville. Come on out to that show if you'd like to. I'll keep you up to date what happens next. There will be a very firm, clear decision that I make.